Okay, so the background is, or the wings, they're dry enough. So I think we'll work on the face. What I'm going to do is, this is another piece I did similar to this, and we're going to work on the eyes. They'll be looking like this. So the first thing we're going to do is take our small, I think maybe the 4 is fine. Let's see, which one's this? Oh, maybe a 2. I'll use my 2. And we're going to use the lamp black and just a teeny tiny bit, let's see, I like to use my table to test how dark stuff is, so I'm just gonna rinse it out on here a little bit, and about this consistency is what I want, or this shade. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom back in. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a little dot in her eye. We'll do it in the same spot over here. And then I'm going to sort of put some gray across here like a shadow and connect that dot to that. Same thing over here. I'll paint the gray across the eye like a shadow. Okay, so we'll let that dry a little bit, and maybe I'll add a little bit of that to the nose here and darken that up. And a little under her mouth. Actually, I think I'm going to add some more of the alizarin crimson to the top lip. I'm going to get my number 4 brush and just add a little darker shade to the top lip. And a little bit to the bottom. I'm going to rinse out my brush and just kind of I think I'm going to add a little bit more to the top lip. Around the bottom of the top lip. Okay, I think that's a little better. I'm going to close my door. Okay. Got music going on back there and it's distracting. Alright, so the eye is dry enough. I'm going to go ahead and get my number 2 paintbrush again. I'm going to get my lamp black, a little darker this time, and I'm going to put the pupil in there. And go up a little bit. I want to make my line. And I'm keeping it above the gray. I may add a little more gray around that. Oh, I touched my pink. Okay. Okay, so got that. And then, let's see, I think to go around the eye I may use a micron pen. And we can do the eyebrows. And I'm going to grab a little off my table here. A little of the lamp black that I added to my table. You can see it. I just wet it. I don't want it to be too dark at first in case I mess up. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start here and drag it back. It gets smaller as I get to the end. And then same on this side. Okay, so that's probably fine. Oh, let's see, what else? I think, decision, sorry. Okay, I think I'm gonna add some more to the hair. I'm gonna take my, which one is this? I think I'm gonna take my number 6 round brush. I'm going to get some like lamp black, and again I'm adding it to my table. You could do this on, you know, a plate or something plastic where you can pick it back up. I'm just kind of rolling my brush in there. Okay, so I'm going to work on the hair, and I'm just going to go with the flow of the hair. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing down here. Just kind of going with the flow of the hair. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do the other side. Let's see, I guess I'll go like this so I can do it without touching and so you can see. So I'm going to go down the flow of the hair. Maybe I need a little bit more of the black. It's a little harder to do it upside down so you can really see what you're doing, but okay, so we'll go again. And keep going with the flow of the hair. Okay, I'm going to turn that back around, and that looks fine. I will finish the hair off with a Sharpie paint pen. You could also use a rigger brush to add the fine lines, but it's just easier to use a pen. Okay, so next, let's see. I think I will get my ooh, I hate when people do that and I'm doing it. I think I'll use my Prismacolor or my Micron pen to do some details. So this is a number 3 micron pen. And I'm going to go around her eye. Just take your time and be careful making the lines. And I'm adding a little darker black. Actually, I think I'll use my Sharpie paint pen for that. So this is quite a bit darker. In the middle of that black one, not totally going to the edges. Okay, I'll do it on this one too. I like the different shades of black on top of each other. Okay, so again, I'll take my number 3 micron pen, come around, maybe I'll add some to the eyebrow to make it a little darker. I'm just going to make little lines inside. And I'm barely pushing on it, just enough to get it to stick. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit to her nose. You can see that? Yeah, okay. I think a little to the lip. And I'm just barely pushing. I'm just getting it to touch. Okay. So I'm going to take my 005 micron pen and I'm going to do the detailing around the eyeball. And I'll do this one first to make sure it's dry. Okay, go around this one. My eyes aren't perfectly circle, or a perfect circle, sorry. But I'm not too worried about it. You could use your stencil and go over it and try to do it, but I'm not going to do that. Working a little bit on the nose again. Another thing I like to do is, like on here, you can see there are lines in the eyes, and also I'm going to do eyelashes. So I'm going to do some lines in the eye. Maybe it'll be easier to start from the outside. Why not? Try not to push too hard. Okay. Coloring it in a little bit. Oh, my micron pen just dried up a little bit. Okay. I think that's okay. I'm going to get my number 3 micron pen again. Make it a little darker. Alright, that's probably good enough. I don't want to overdo it, which is easy to do. Okay, trying to decide whether to make lines or not. I'll let you decide if you like this. On here, I have a line where her eyelid is, and on here it's just painted on. So I think I'm going to leave that as it is. So I'm going to go ahead and start making the eyelashes. I'm using the 005. And eyelashes are not straight up and down, so you don't want to make straight up and down lines. They curve. They curve to the right, they curve to the left. So I'm going to start about right here. Curve up, curve up, curve. I'm not worrying too much about it. They're not all going to be the same height. Okay. If you wanted them to be a little darker, you could use the, I would suggest maybe a number 1, not a number 3, but I'm not sure where my number 1 is. It's maybe dead. But, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this side. So, this side's a little harder for me since I'm not left-handed, but you're just going to flick, flick. Remember, it's a curve. Curving your eyelash. It's not straight up and down. Okay, so that's probably fine. I'm gonna just add a little bit of detail to the eye with my pen. Just adding a little bit of line, a little line work. I don't usually bother with bottom eyelashes. You can if you want to. I'm just lightly adding the black. Let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit under here, a little bit under here. I'll add some to her chin. Again, I'm just lightly pushing. It's not even a solid line. It's just enough to make a mark. Okay, I'll do some right here. And again, this is the 005. See, can you see that? Let me zoom out. You may not even be able to see this on the screen because it's so thin, but I'm just darkening my edges a little bit. I'll do it on their dress. Okay, maybe right here. I think I will add a little bit to the eyelid. It's just a little. I'm not going to go all the way around, but this is just me being anal. You don't have to do all these tiny little things, but I like to. Okay, so that's probably good for the face. I think I'm trying to decide if I want to do these flowers with the white. I haven't decided yet. I am going to take the lamp black. I'll zoom in a little bit. I don't know if I can get my thing back that far. I'll zoom in so you can see. I'm going to do like I did to the eyeball the first time. Put a little on my table, get it a light wash of the black so that it's kind of a gray, and then I'm going to just do a little bit under the flowers so they have some shading and they're not just, you know, sitting on there. They look, you know, a little bit 3D. I'm just adding a little bit. and just to the bottom petals, or you know, where it hits the shirt. You don't want to outline the whole thing, then it'll look weird. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit more, and okay, that's pretty good. Look at these ones. Okay, so that's done. I'll zoom back out. Alright, so I think I'll do the hair detail. I'm going to use my Sharpie pink pen. It's the extra fine point black, and this is the water-based. And so I'm going to make, like on here, some lines through her hair with the dark one, and then I'll do the smaller ones with the micron pens. Okay. And you don't have to do all of the lines. Just some of them. And be careful doing this on the watercolor paper, because it does get stuck once in a while and it'll jerk and then splatter. And it also does splatter a little bit because of the texture in the paper. If you're using, I think it's hot pressed paper, it's extra smooth. I think this is cold pressed. I don't have the thing to show you. I'm pretty sure this is cold pressed. I can't see. Okay, so I think it's hot pressed if you want extra smooth. Okay. Okay, do a little up there. I'm going to put a little bit of a line here and smear it with my finger so it's not so bold. Okay, we're going to go around to the other side. Okay. And that part looks a little weird, but okay, that's alright. Alright, so I'm going to take my number 3 micron pen and make some extra lines. And I like to do one under the bangs here, and a little bit here. And I'm just going with the curves of the hair. Out and in, and out and in. Just going with the curves. And I'm gonna come out here, out here. I just like doing it. It adds a little extra. You could do a few more if you want. Have them come out further. Maybe add a little more here. little hair. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to go crazy. I'm going to make it a little darker in here. And do a little darker in here. Maybe add some in here. I'm kind of just curving it with the lines of the hair. Since these are closer to the head, they'd be a little darker. Add a little there. Yeah, that looks a little weird, but oh well, that's okay. Alright, I think that part's done. Still deciding on whether to do these with the white. I haven't decided if I like that or not, or maybe I'll do it in black. I think next what we're going to do is work on the wings.